In this week's TPK tutorial, I'm going to show you how to address a chic and modern envelope even if you don't know how to create calligraphy. To begin, you'll need a few basic supplies that I have a hunch you have in your home right now. So first, you'll need an envelope, any size and any color will work. You'll need a pencil, eraser, a ruler. You can use a parallel glider like this one or a regular ruler will work. You'll need a pen, any pen works, any color. You'll need postage stamps, and if you're curious about where to buy postage stamps like these, I have an article that I wrote that I'll link to in this video description. And then you'll need these two exemplars from the TPK website. These are both free, and I will also link to these in the video description. To begin with, take your envelope and take your ruler. You'll see here why I'm using this parallel glider. It's super easy. Just line it up with the top of the envelope here, and then you'll want to pull it down. And we're going to make a guideline that is a little bit below the middle of this envelope, and that's where we will write the recipient's name. And then scroll down about 1/4 of an inch. So you can see on the side of this parallel glider, I can mark 1/4 of an inch and make an address line starting at a certain point. So I've chosen to start mine at 1 here, and then go down maybe 3/16 of an inch, and then about 1/16 of an inch, and then another 3/16 of an inch. And so let me walk you through what you just made here. This first line is going to be for the recipient's name. We will write the recipient's name using Caitlin style faux calligraphy, all lowercase. Then these next two lines are for the recipient's address. So street name, and city state. We're going to use Morgan style lettering for that, which also is all lowercase. Now what you'll want to do is get your exemplar here and grab your pen. And we will write the recipient's name. So her name, let's say, is Sarah Ross. So look at your exemplar as you write. And the reason you have this exemplar here is because it will just help you to keep on track with letter formation, so you know exactly what each letter looks like. And if you don't know how to write faux calligraphy, again, I'm linking to this article in the video description. It doesn't matter where you start writing the recipient's name, just as long as it's somewhere to the left of the imaginary middle guideline for this envelope. All right, so now once you've written the name, go ahead and switch these lettering exemplars. I want to point out that you don't have to print these exemplars out if you don't have a printer. You can also just look at them on your computer screen. And what you'll want to do now is just make a guideline for where the address is going to start on each of these lines. So centering an envelope takes a long time and a lot of math. If we justify the address to the left like this, it is so much less time. Now let's go ahead and use these lines to write her address. No matter what you do when you write an envelope, make absolutely certain that your zip code is crystal clear, because these numbers right here are read by a machine at the post office. So the clearer your zip code, the more of a fighting chance you have that your envelope is going to arrive at the proper destination. Now let's wait for that ink to dry, and while we do that, let's make a stamp arrangement on here. Now currently in 2019, the cost of stamps in the US to send an envelope like this under 1 ounce is 50 cents. So you'll want to make a stamp arrangement that looks appealing to you and, you know, totals 50 cents. I did write an article about how to arrange stamps and where to buy them, and you can check that out in the video description below. Now these stamps don't total 50 cents, but just for the sake of showing you how they go together, you know, that we have a repeating blue here and the different shapes and orientations, I'm going to leave it like this. I think that our ink should be dry right now. So let's go ahead and erase the guidelines. So what I do is after I make this stamp arrangement, I usually just move them off the envelope and I try to conserve the arrangement that I put them in, so that way I know to put them back on the envelope exactly how they were. You'll want to be careful about the pen that you use because some pens just don't dry very quickly and then they smudge. This pen, which is a jelly roll, tends to dry after a few minutes, so I don't think I'm going to get any smudges here. Alright, so now all there is to do is just glue these on because vintage stamps tend to not have adhesive that's, you know, still fresh and binds well. And then you are finished with your envelope.